I don't know if anyone necessarily believed in Team Liquid.
사람들이 저희를 그렇게 막 많이 믿으시는 것 같지 않은데
We had some great weeks and had some awful weeks.
그리고 그렇게 좋은 모습을 많이 못 보여줘서
There's been analysts that have said, oh, we're a top 15 team in the world. And then there's times where people are saying like, oh yeah, we don't even deserve to be in the LCS.
When you think about Curse/Liquid, our counter is Cloud9. It has been last season, this season.
They're gonna keep going on Liquid here. That's the damage coming in. Double kill for Sneaky.
And they've always done well against us in the playoffs.
There's the knock-up attempt. They have found a special. That's one going down. Unleashed Power goes on high, but he's got Guardian Angel. Cloud9, you're going to the 2014 World Championship.
When you come in 6th place into the playoffs out of 6 teams, you're going to be the underdogs the whole way through. That didn't seem to faze us last week.
The biggest difference right now is the trust in each other that we have. We believe in ourselves.
왠지 저희 팀원이 저를 믿는 것 같고 해서 저도 그렇게 저를 믿어주니까 저도 그렇게 보답을 해야 되니까
갑자기 막 없던 시너지까지 막 올라온 것 같고 피글렛 선수가 자기가 월드 챔피언이었던 걸 증명한 것 같습니다.
I think we showed the world that we are a strong team when we're at our peak.
I think we have what it takes to beat Cloud9.
Welcome everyone to the 2015 North American LCS Spring Playoffs. We're coming to you live from our studios here in Los Angeles. It is semi-final weekend and the fans are pumped up for a full day of action out on the Rift. As you can see, they were loading in earlier. Team Liquid getting into the studio a short time ago. They'll be looking to extend their impressive playoff performance today against Cloud9, and Cloud9 jumping into the studio looking to reclaim their North American Championship title, and that starts today. There was an exciting 3-2 over in Europe, looking for just as an exciting game today. Hello everyone, I'm James Dash Patterson. Last week, Team Liquid and Impulse fought their way through the quarterfinals, but the road only gets tougher this week as they face off against our top 2 teams, Cloud9 and TSM. And joining me on the desk to break down the action, we have Aiden's Irene Moon, David Freak Turley, and CLG's top laner Zion Spartan. How you guys doing today?
Great.
Really well.
A whole bunch of fun. I'm really excited for these semis.
All right. Well, this week we learned who would be joining the North American LCS. Enemy Esports defeated TDK 3-1 in the Challenger Series finals and have clinched their spot in the upcoming summer split. And in the LCS playoffs, we have already had a few surprises, so let's pull up the bracket to see how the teams are arranged. Team Liquid swept CLG 3-0, and today will face off against Cloud9. Then tomorrow, our defending champions, Team Solo Mid, will face off against the team who have been on a hot streak, Team Impulse. And what do we think about that bracket so far, guys? Looks pretty good, right? We're going to set up for pretty sweet semifinals.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be, I'm going to say probably at least 8 total games just in the NA semifinals.
All right, I like it. We like a lot of games. Now, the winners will advance to the finals while the losers will battle for the 3rd place seed and a chance to grab an extra 20 championship points. Those teams will carry those points into the summer split, and they will play a big role in determining which 3 teams will represent North America at Worlds. To give us an insider's perspective on today's semifinal, we're going to send it over to Kobe for an interview.
Thank you, Dash. Yes, I am here with Cloud9's coach. That is Charlie, of course. Now, Charlie, you're actually one of the longest standing coaches in the North American LCS, but people don't know a lot about what you do with Cloud9. Yeah, you do picks and bans with Elimination, but what else do you do with these guys? You know, you go over replays, do you have like sleepover parties where you do hair dyeing with Meteos and High?
I actually shared same bed with Balls last night.
Good answer. Good answer. We'll leave that one there. Now, honestly, though, like preparing for a best of 5, especially after such a meta-shifting patch like 5.6, what are the big things that you're working on with these guys leading up to this best of 5?
We're right now in the tank meta, I guess. So we're seeing a lot more tank top laners and junglers. We had a lot of time to prepare for the match, and we saw Liquid play before. So I think we have a really good strat coming into the patch.
Oh yeah, after seeing Team Liquid perform so well against CLG, what do you think is Team Liquid's greatest single strength right now coming into this match?
I think it's Quas. I think Quas is their biggest strength, and protecting Piglet. Those are the key things that Liquid does.
All right, we'll look for that in this matchup. Now, we are going to send it over to Jat on the other side because he is standing by with Peter. What are your thoughts on Peter?
I love Peter.
All right, a lot of love between these coaches. We're going to send it over to him right now. Hi, Peter.
Thanks, guys. And yes, a lot of love coming from the other side there, Peter. I want to talk about last week, though, where you guys managed to 3-0 CLG. With 3 different team compositions in 3 games, what to you is the biggest difference between this best-of-5 format and the best-of-1 we had in the regular season?
Okay, so mostly in the BO1 game, we just test some new strategy because we are brand new lineup. And then in the BO5 game, you have to prepare everything clearly, which you should use everything in the BO5 game.
Yeah, and it definitely worked to your advantage last week against CLG. But on this matchup, if you look at the history of Curse or Team Liquid versus Cloud9, you're actually 1-18 against this matchup. Knowing it's a best-of-5 strategy, how do you reverse that trend here?
Well, you know, Curse is gone, so just hopefully history don't repeat. We ended up at 4th again, and I think with this new lineup, we can make it better.
All right, well, best of luck to you today, Peter. See you on the Rift, and let's send it back to the guys at the analyst desk.
Thank you, Jet. Guys, it's an incredibly important weekend for all of these teams, and it's very clear that although there are favorites and underdogs, all of these teams deserve to be here. They've proven that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The late split has been so good for both Cloud9 and Team Liquid, but really, I mean, C9, they look to me like the best team in North America. They're on an absolute tear. They are 10-2 in the back half of the split. These guys have been absolutely crushing overall. You have Sneaky, who's the best AD carry in North America, hands down. You've got Meteos, who's right at home playing Zac almost every single game here. As we heard Jat say, it's an 18-1 record for C9 versus Team Liquid. Like, on paper, this is like the freest semifinal in the history of League of Legends, basically. And I think that's a bit of a mental block then for the Team Liquid players, where I actually talked to their analyst Mark, and he's like, we need to win game 1 so the team realizes they can actually beat C9 here. And the cool thing is for Team Liquid, they've got Phoenix and Piglet, who don't care about the history, who are coming in pretty hot now in the playoffs, who can actually lead this team into a playoff victory.
Yeah, and so it's a different Team Liquid than what we've seen. That 18-1 isn't just this lineup that we've seen. They brought on Piglet, who showed last week that he can play at the world-class caliber still, and then Phoenix, who also stepped up really big in that best of 3. He solo killed in the mid lane, games 1 and 3. He had a CS advantage, and he opens up the entire game in champion select with his champion pool, and then also spills that over into the game, so he opens up the mid lane as well. So right now, I feel like that is the biggest strength for Team Liquid in this matchup, because he's up against Hai, a guy who has a history of not adapting the best to patches and having a very shallow champion pool. So I'm going to have my eye on Phoenix here.
Yeah, I think like the most important thing here is whether or not Cloud9 gets the 2v1 or the 2v2, because I think if it's 2v1, Cloud9 has the biggest advantage. I mean, even when we played Team Liquid last week, in the 2v1 we got huge advantages, and while we weren't able to capitalize off of it, I'm sure Cloud9 will be able to do it. And I think when it's matched lanes, Quas against Ballas, Quas has been playing really well, and Ballas hasn't really had a good season so far, so I could see that being a really volatile matchup as well. And Cloud9 has had all this time to prepare. They've had 2 weeks. They watched the Team Liquid vs CLG set. They've been playing in the tank meta for all this time, and they probably have a really good strategy prepared. So I think this first game is going to be huge.
All right, well, we're talking a lot about which players these teams are going to have to rely on. Be sure to head over to Twitter and share your thoughts on our question of the day. We're asking who is the most clutch player in the North American semifinals and why. Send your answers to @LullySports and use the hashtag LCS so we can highlight a few of our favorites later in the show. And a quick note, tickets for our upcoming spring finals are sold out, but we are excited to announce that tickets are now on sale to attend our outdoor viewing party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come join us for a tailgate experience here at the studio to cheer on your favorite teams. We'll be bringing you big screen projection of all the action, along with food trucks and live coverage directly from the fan zone. Space is limited, so check out LullySports.com for more ticket information. Now, before we send it over to the guys on the caster disc, I'm going to put you all in the hot seat. Who do you think is going to win today's series? And what's the spread of the games going to be? Zareen, starting with you.
I'm going to go Cloud9 3-1.
3-1 Cloud9 here.
Jinx, Cloud9 3-1.
It's Jinx if you say it at the same time. Anyway.
I'm a time traveler. I did in my
I'm going to one-up both of you and go 3-0.
3-0 Cloud9. There you have it. Well, the desk is overwhelmingly in favor of Cloud9. Right now on LoL Esports, though, 62% of the fans say Cloud9 is going to be victorious. So I guess everyone's in agreement. Well, not everyone. I guess there's 30% of people who are not in agreement.
Team Liquid would maybe defer as well.
Right. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat from us. Let's send it over to the caster just to get this.